everyone. You'll have to forgive me. I'm only able to record in 15-minute increments, so you'll see likely series of videos in the future. So I'm just going to pick up right where I left off before I was rudely interrupted by the software. So again, you're going to be exploring, surveying, and working with a wide array of academic sources. From undergrad, you may recognize this as being primary sources, so the research itself, secondary sources, or work wherein other scholars or experts are synthesizing or evaluating or analyzing that primary research, and then also tertiary research, which is a combination of all three levels of sources. For more information about source level, see the support videos on Canvas. This is extremely important because it helps you understand what types of sources you are pulling. Are they primary? Are they secondary? Are they tertiary? And how you can employ them to support your claims or the points you're making in your research. So your writing and your research are going to draw on a vast array of sources, not only research that is done in itself, data that is presented as an outcome of a study that's conducted, but also how others interpret that, how other experts and professionals are viewing the impact of those results as it pertains to your topic. The writing at the graduate level is going to develop your own voice and contribution to the topic under review or under discussion. Again, as I mentioned, you have the autonomy here to control your research and present concepts that you think are feasible or that you think are going to move the needle with regards to your topic. And with that being said, you are actively going to control the voice of your research. You'll notice that a big no-no of academic research is being subjective, including your opinions, your attitudes, your personal beliefs, etc. You will never connect yourself with the research in any type of way in that regard. The idea is to present purely objective, data-driven, factual information and content that's substantiated or backed up by sources and information that already exists. However, you still have an active voice in organizing those sources and choosing and evaluating the sources that are going to back up the claims you're making in the conversation you're having. In other words, think of research at this level, and really at any level, as essentially an argument. You're making a claim, you're providing assumptions, you're providing different claims to back up or substantiate points you're making to therefore make an argument. And that is engaging in the academic conversation. So in order to make a substantiated argument, you have to be free from bias. You have to be free from personal connection. Let your content and let your sources speak for you. That's the goal with research at this level. We oftentimes talk about Aristotelian concepts such as ethos, pathos, logos you may have heard in the past, in which research, choosing your sources, the way you present your ideas, is a delicate balance of all three of those things, which is appeals to emotion, appeals to logic, and appeals to credibility. You have to very delicately balance these elements with your writing, with your content, with the sources you choose, with how you're evaluating those sources. And so it's something you have to keep on the back of your mind while you're going through this process. For more information on that, you can also see the support videos via Canvas. Finally, the writing is going to range from brief seminar papers to full dissertations or capstone papers, theses, journal articles, published articles, scholarly monographs. You're going to find that the types of sources you're working with are going to be much more varied, because the concepts are going to be investigated at such a wide level among such a group of specialized researchers that the types of sources will therefore be different. It's going to be different than just journal articles. I will say, by and large, most of what you see in terms of the reference citations you will use or the sources you use will usually be scholarly peer-reviewed journals that you see in academic databases in the library, but you have the ability to pull from theses or dissertations. In other words, what other scholars are doing at your level at other universities across the world as it pertains to your topic. So how do you enter into academic conversations? What do you do as a researcher? What are the common minimum expectations for how to do this and to do it well and to do it in a way that maintains credibility so that others trust your research, not just consume it? The first thing is you have to have a general idea at this point of What are some of the key journals that have common published articles about your topic? Are there journals out there that exist that are specifically for the purpose of housing research about your topic? Are there certain concepts that tend to be organized in certain journals that are not in others? The goal is to be able to utilize the library and library resources to be able to identify databases, academic databases that house journals, but also journals themselves whereby you can start investigating, or you can start your search and start your modes of inquiry regarding your topic. The idea is to use more than one academic journal or database to research the field. We refer to triangulation a lot in research, which means being able to cover multiple bases to get to the same idea. In other words, you're ensuring that you're being thorough in your research and being thorough in the types of journals and the many different types of sources of journals that are in the field. So for now, you should have a good idea of one or two journals that have a lot of good, relevant, timely articles regarding your topic, but also several databases that you can use, academic databases, to locate several other journals so that you have a good way to start. You have several different venues here whereby you can pull journals, and journals whereby you can pull specifically tailored articles that are geared towards the pursuit of understanding of your topic. Also, you can work with reference librarian or accomplished faculty member to determine some of the most important journals in your field. Then you can make it a habit to read widely in those journals. We have a writing center on campus that can help you to identify those databases as well as journals. And we also have reference librarians. These are highly trained staff members in the Ethel K. Smith Library that can help you find the journals and the databases you need. We are an online program. However, they can help you via phone. They can help you through Zoom, and they do commonly assist our graduate students. Our Writing Center, as part of the Academic Resource Center, also has a director who is solely dedicated to assisting graduate students. When you go to our Writing Center, you won't be faced with working with undergraduate students to help you. You will have a researched library science professional and an English professional who is going to help you be able to locate the sources you need. Also, I'm a resource. You can tap into office hours with me, and I'll be happy to help. Also, you're going to be looking for a variety of viewpoints on a topic or issue. You don't want to pick topics that confirm your thesis or what you think to be true. You don't want to pick topics or conversations, published studies or articles that all tend to be in agreement or that correlate certain points without acknowledging the opposing viewpoint. You want to look at all aspects, all facets of your topic, both those that are in agreement, those that are contentious or not in agreement. The idea, as I mentioned before, is that you have a total understanding of your topic and all the literature that exists, whether or not it's in agreement or not. And so one of the ways by which you bolster your credibility as a researcher is that you not only investigate what you think to be true, but what others contest with regards to what you think is true. You're looking at all aspects of your topic. Finally, you're going to be looking for a new way to contribute new information, new interpretations, or new processes to the discussion. You are writing as an emerging expert. You are a contender in the new academic conversation. You will not ever present a paper or publish or submit a research paper or literature review that simply regurgitates the information that's already been presented without doing something new with that content, i.e. moving the needle in some way so that we all collectively understand something new about the concept you're researching. Let's pause and discuss just a moment. At this point, this is where I would go around the class and ask some of you, can you already name several important journals by title in your field or any published articles on your topic of inquiry? List as many journals as you can if you know more. If you don't, go out and try to locate at least 2 journals, 3 journals, specific journals with specific titles that house articles that tend to be very relevant to your research topic. Normally, we would start exchanging information and start looking at the types of journals that you're identifying and see how they're different and see how they're similar, even with a vast variety and array of topics. Also, can you name at least 2 academic databases that are frequently used by researchers in your field? So what are some common subject or discipline-specific databases whereby you can input a topic in a search field and pull other journal titles, to pull specific articles that are tailored to your major, so professional sport and whatever emphasis in professional sport you're pursuing. If not, how can you use our library resources, Ethel K. Smith Library, in order to identify those databases? So the first to-dos, go ahead and figure out what are some journals, what are some databases. Those are going to be your first two primary venues by which you're going to locate specific information, which is going to help your research. For most academic topics, there are a variety of professional opinions that have already been published. Why is it important to include opposing viewpoints or conflicting data in your own research, especially if it conflicts what you think initially to be true, if it conflicts or negates that thesis? Why is it important to address that? What does that do to your credibility? And then looking at that from a larger perspective, how does that impact others' perception of your work and the conversation you're presenting? One thing I want to do quickly is just to point you in the direction of the library here. I'm just going to Google it, Ethel K. Smith Library. This is something, again, that's usually taught at the undergraduate level, how to utilize library resources, but I do just want to show you, I want to take this opportunity to answer those questions that I just posed of everyone. This is the main library website. You would click Access the Library. It's a good idea just to go ahead and bookmark this page. This is what we refer to as the super search, whereby you can enter a topic, usually that's very tailored. It has to be very specific. You can limit to books, articles, audio, video, whatever media type you want to do. And then it's going to give you search results, much like it's a search engine for all of the resources we have at the library. If you look at the bottom, you'll see databases, you'll see journals, and you'll see LibGuides. LibGuides are tutorials, if you will, for how to tailor your keywords to get more search results, or how to do some of these things that are more undergraduate in nature. Databases will house all of our academic databases, A to Z and Alpha, for all of the subject-specific and discipline-specific databases. So you'll see there's African American poetry, there's Advanced Technologies and Aerospace database. Here, you would simply pick your subject type, whatever discipline you're in, or you can search it here, and it's going to give you databases that are tailored to what you're looking for specifically in terms of your research and sources. So the idea is to identify at least 2 to 3 databases that are subject specific that you can now use to pull more relevant sources moving forward. Let me navigate back here. Conversely, you can click on journals here, and journals will take you to, as soon as it loads, a search field here and an alpha list of all of the specific journals that we have at the Wingate University Library. So they have some general categories here, but then some A to Z listings, and you can also search for topics in professional sport to locate 2 or 3 specific journals. So what you'll find if you're unfamiliar with this is that the academic work, the research, all of the information is so varied. There is a plethora of information, hundreds of thousands of pages of research that exists in the professional world across the world from all time, essentially. And so your goal as a researcher is to be able to identify databases, to find journals, and to find journals to find articles, if that makes sense. Journals are going to house all the articles and published research that you'll need, and databases are a way to search for those journals to locate the information you need. For now, that's most important, but there's also going to be some more support resources uploaded in Canvas under research support services that will help you navigate how to use these tools. And we'll talk about that a little more in the future. I know some of you are already aware of how to do this, but I want to just present what we have here at Wingate. Now, something I do want to point out is if you're looking through these databases, or if you're doing a broader search through just a general search engine for some sources, and we don't happen to have the full text, or we don't have the version that you need here at Wingate, we have what's called ILLiad, or the Interlibrary Loan. There's a form you can fill out, and it will go to the library, and the library will go out and pull the article that you need. They will work with other libraries to pull what we may not have access to. So if you see something and we don't have it, write that source down. It's all about note taking, and then you can submit an Iliad request to get that information if you need it.